Hello, Facebook. It's me, Cara Carouse. I'm just seeing, I want to share to my group here, so. Okay. Just going to give a minute and see. But I wanted to just come on and say hi and see you guys and just briefly touch on the concept of where people are at. And as you guys come on, just say hi. Let me know that you're here. If you want to say anything, hi Tina. If you want to say anything, hi Samantha. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm not feeling like it. I'm gonna do my best to hold it together. Hi Tina. So I got my hair. I had my hair did today. Got my hair straightened today. Hey Kat. I miss you guys for sure. Using Facebook and social media, Instagram, as a platform is really very important for me to be able to connect with others and to use it. Obviously, I use it for my business too. You guys see my business posts, but the last couple weeks I've really stepped back from that. As a lot of you know, my dad passed away 3 weeks ago, and so I've been doing a lot of integrating. Hi, Elizabeth. Yeah, I definitely miss you guys for sure, because I do feel like, we're able to really make connections in this space. So, so my PSA for today, my public service announcement is don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick, because you never know what people are going through. Hi, Colleen. Anybody, you never know what people are going through. You never know what struggles, they're carrying around with them. It's okay, Tina. I don't want you to cry with me too. That's not my intention. My goal really, hi, Heather. My goal really is to just be able to, remind us all that everybody has a story. And everybody has loved and lost, and everybody grieves in different ways, different things, not just something to this magnitude, but, people are going through stuff. And so just be kind. Just be kind. Don't be a dick. We think about it. Oh, gosh. My apologies. I really, I'm okay with my own emotions, but I don't want to come on here and be like this whole thing. Hi, Leandra. I want an update on what you've got going on, sister. So, all right, don't be a dick. That's the PSA. And, I do feel like before I sort of come back and be connecting with my community and you guys here in this platform and, wherever, Instagram and other platforms that I am on. Hi, Jen. Gosh, you understand grief and just this concept of don't be a dick and, everyone carrying their own hurts and everything with them. Before I come back on and really start connecting deeply, I feel I would be doing myself and others a disservice to not fully address and acknowledge the situation that I just lived through. I feel like I'm just too raw to really get into it, but it was, it was 3 weeks ago that I woke up for the first time without my dad, and just, the entire experience of it was extremely sacred. If you've ever been with someone who's passed, someone you love who has passed, you understand, that it really is sacred. And it's not something, it's a beautiful way for someone to pass with people they love around them. It's just the resonance of it that those who were holding that space carry. And, I just did it 2 years ago to the day with my grandma. If you've read my book, Keep Showing Up, then you've read chapter 4. the Nene chapter, you know how it went down. And my dad basically had a cancer diagnosis swing back around from 2015. That was right at the end of me going to nursing school, and I was a huge advocate for him, and I turned into like a pit bull, if you can imagine that. I get very protective over my loved ones whenever anything's going on, and I was with him every step of the way in 2015. So then when this swung back around, he had a scan at the end of December. Actually, you guys, I did a live in my Facebook group when I was taking him to one of his scans. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Leandra. And so this all just happened in January that we realized that his cancer was back, and you know, got the official word from his oncologist February 2nd that it was confirmed that it was the same cancer he had in 2015. But this time it was everywhere. It was like everywhere in him, and it had metastasized to his bones. He had fractures in his bones because of how bad it was. So the oncologist was recommending chemotherapy, which really, like, I understand they want to keep people going, but at the same time, it really pissed me off because I knew what it was like. I knew what it was like for my dad in 2015 and how hard it was. And I just thought, he was 83. Why are we going to do this to him? Why are we going to put him through this? Why not just focus on quality of life, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, it was like this whole long story. I'm definitely not going to get into that now, but he had a hospital admission, you know, because of COVID, we couldn't be there. Finally, on like the second to last day, they lifted the restrictions, and I was able to go sit with him for a little while, and then he ended up coming home, and then it was just kind of like complication after complication, and I'm a nurse, and so I'm like all up in his business, and there were a couple things that I really feel were like MD error, but I'm not going to get into any of that. He hit a wall. He hit a wall right around February 26th, maybe. And he just said, I don't want to do this anymore. And then he said, I want to do what Nene did, which is, you know, when people are terminal, we get to decide. We get to decide. I believe in our lives, we get to decide how we want to live them. We decide how we want to show up. Thank you for accepting me through these tears, you guys, those of you who are on here live with me now. So, and if you're watching on a replay, thanks for tuning in. So we get to decide how we want to show up in our lives. We get to make choices, you know, in so many different ways. And same goes for our death. We get to decide when we are in those situations, when we know that there is this finite amount of time. Clearly, he didn't have that long. And so he said, I just don't want to do this anymore. And the best we can do in New York State for end-of-life care, thanks Heather, is this VSED, voluntary stopping of eating and drinking. So when we get to advanced age or when we're terminal, whatever, we can decide we're not going to eat or drink anymore. And that's the point my grandma had gotten to when she was 92 and she was just done. Her quality of life, she felt, was very poor. You know, she was just done. And so that's what she did. She was, we got her into hospice and we cared for her. This was 2 years ago, and we cared for her. We kept her in her home, in her bed. We were all around her, myself, my mom, my aunts, both my uncles. And, you know, we gave her meds and we repositioned her and we kept her comfortable and we told her she was doing great. And that's hard. It's hard to do for someone you love. So that was 2 years ago. As you can see, I'm still really raw from that. But on a day-to-day basis, I'm okay. On a day-to-day basis, I know it was so weird. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. It was so weird because right at the start of my dad saying, I want to do what Nini did a month ago, not even a month ago. I was home and I had slept one night at home and I was packing a bag to stay here, you know, indefinitely. And I was looking at, I have like a Nini altar, and I was looking at her picture and, you know, her station in my home, in my bedroom. And I just was like, damn, like that's all so raw still, but that grief is familiar to me. I know that I've found happiness since then. I know that I've had good moments since then. I know we come here to die. Like, dying is a part of living. And everybody carries this grief. Like, I'm not the only one that's carrying it, but what I really want is just to sort of normalize it a little more, because we all go through it. We've all had loved ones who have died. We've all experienced, you know, intense sadness, and you know, I know that you guys have had similar experiences too, and I'm so open to hearing them anytime, as soon as I'm feeling more full to be able to receive them. Yeah, Tina, it's crazy too. Nini showed up like so many times throughout the experience with my dad too, which was really, really crazy. But you know, I believe it. So then, yeah, my dad, he just said, I want to do what Nini did. He did it. And we just told him my brother and I were here with him. I'm at his house now. I've been updating my stories at least, but I post pictures, and my boys always ran around the pond, you know, when we would come here. So my brother and I cared for him here. We got the hospice doctors involved, and got him medications prescribed and helped keep him comfortable, and we repositioned him, you know, every couple hours, and he went quick. It was really crazy to think about. Yeah, definitely sacred, and I'm glad that we were there with him, but it was shocking to see someone fade away by the hour. So, you know, I do think that it's unfortunate that this is like the kind of like the only option we can give people at the end of their life, when they know that they're terminal, and when they've made the decision that they want to die with dignity, that they want to be the ones to decide when they're going to go, not, you know, getting some infection and then having to be hospitalized, and then all these things happen, and then family can't come visit them, or whatever the hell the situation could have potentially been. He got to be in his own bed, just like my grandma, and we got to be with him when he took his last breaths, and it's hard. It's haunted me. You know, I replay it, but if I were in his body, what comfort that must have been to have two people who loved him so much be there with him, you know? So I am comforted by that. But, you know, it's a crazy thing that's the best we can do for our elderly or for our terminal patients. Like, that's really the best we can do. It's fucked up. Okay, don't be a dick. That's all I want to say, is don't be a dick. Don't judge me for how I look. I know you guys aren't. But yeah, there should be a safe, painless option. Yes, for dignified transitions. Yes. And, you know, speaking of transitions, it's like, you guys know I'm a birth doula. I'm an RN birth professional, an RN birth assistant. I mean, where are my thoughts? They're here. I love birth. I love transitions. I love transformations. I love empowerment. The way we have death in this state, I'll say, because there's like 8 states that do allow dying with dignity, but in New York State, it's like getting into hospice care and doing what we did for my grandma and my dad is really the best we can do, and to let them sort of like wither away, and you know, I'll to my dad as often as possible was, you know, tell him how much I loved him, tell him what a great job he was doing, and just reassure him. And on the other end of that, being able to be a birth doula and being able to be with women laboring and encouraging them and reassuring them and holding that space for them is way more fun is way more fun. Yes, Samantha, we totally deserve more. Yeah, it's not the best we could do. Yes, other states have options. Yes, and my aunt actually sent me a TED Talk. I haven't watched it yet. I've had like very limited bandwidth in my own processing of this whole thing because, as you can imagine, it was a really intense experience to have lived through and to be carrying. But she sent me a TED Talk that was like about a woman, like a woman and her mother, and they were in another state that did allow it, and they said, you know, you have this one option that's you take a drink for, you know, $4,000 or something like that, or you have this pill, or actually I think it was another drink, but like a gross drink for $400, and she was like, just give me the drink. And 45 minutes later, she passed. And like, motherfucker, that's what 45 minutes, you know, when you're ready, it's like, that's it. Not 4, 6, 10 days. My grandpa was 9 days when we held space for him. It's just the craziest thing. But we all come here. Hey, Courtney, I love you too. We all come here. We know we're going to die. We know our time here really is finite. And we have like these bookends, the transition, our birth to our death. And how are we going to fill that space? How are we going to show up? How are we going to make the most of it? And, you know, and manifest and co-create a life where we really feel good about. So more of my creations are coming. I'm sure of that. But for the time being, it's really just, you know, my energy has been going to my workouts, which I've been really focused and dedicated with, because otherwise I just have a lot of anxiety and I'm not dealing with that. So my workouts, my yoga every single day, my walks with Coda every single day. I've been up here doing a shit ton of sorting and cleaning and getting this beautiful home ready to put on the market. It's not something I want to do, but it's something that we have to do. We're going to do. This home has been, you know, a beacon for me, aside from my grandma's home, my aunt's home, this home. And it's hard. Like, it's hard getting older. I put in my stories, I posted a video of my grays. Like, I'm getting older. Like, we're old. I feel old. I don't feel old, but like, I'm like, oh my gosh, feeling it a little bit. But it's like, this is part of living. And we're going to be okay. Ultimately, my boys see me crying and Coda sees me crying, and it comes and it goes. It's not like I'm crying all the time, but I'm like, you guys, I'm okay. You know, I'm strong. I can take this. Yeah, I love seeing the walks on Instagram. Yeah, my walks are like everything. But we're only human, and it's entirely appropriate to feel what we're feeling. And my intention in my grieving, and this was what happened, you know, how I moved through it with my aunt or with my grandma too, is to feel it all, and not have any judgment around it, and to just, the waves come. I say grief is a sneaky bitch because it really comes out of nowhere sometimes. Like fucking the other day when I was getting groceries and I looked at the leeks and I was like, God damn it, the leeks, I'm never gonna have his cooking again. Like, it sneaks up. And if you know, you've grieved, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, Coda is staring at me really is the best. He stares at me and he stays very close to me, and he's a tremendous support. I probably shouldn't be relying on a dog for support as much as I do, but I do, not having a partner. So it's like that. My boys, you know, they're old enough now, they understand, and they're going through sort of their own process around it too. Alex, my ex-husband, who was very close with my dad, and he's still a huge part of my life and my family, you know, being part of the family. He's been a really great support, so I'm thankful for that. You know, I've had friends that have really stepped up to the plate and been checking in and been really close, and you guys, those of you who have been checking in, I'm so appreciative of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So on the heels of sharing all of that, and I'm sure I'll talk about it more. Jen, yes, it's okay to be sad and mad and happy. Yes, it's okay to not be okay. 100%. 100%. Yeah, it ebbs and flows. Yeah. And you do you and how you live it. Yeah, totally. Elizabeth, it's the little things that bring us those moments. Yeah, I mean, we just gotta take it like, you know, my friends, people will say, how are you doing? And in the moment, I'm good. You know, that's typically my response because, you know, and sometimes in the moment I'm very weepy and very sad. And sometimes in the moment I'm happy and dancing and singing to songs. And, you know, it's a wild, wild ride, but it is what it is. And there's really no escaping it. We have to heal it all. We have to feel it all to heal it all. Oh, fuck. I can't think. I'm not thinking about it right now. Feel, deal, heal. Gosh. So I am going to pick up some Indian for my boys tonight. And then I'm going to go and have probably walk Coda because I didn't walk him today. I've been here all day. And, well, aside from getting my hair cut and did, and yeah, and just go and freaking relax and just be. I do want to do some writing though, some journaling and, whatever else comes through. I have a 21-day Raise Your Vibration challenge coming on my free text line that I'm super pumped about. And if you guys have any interest in that, it's going to be starting April 1st. And like I said, it's on my free text line. It's just every day is a new text to help you raise your vibration because we're all energetic beings. And, you know, being able to stay in gratitude and stay in awareness of our emotions and be as present as possible really helps make life feel more fulfilling and so much more satisfying and meaningful. I mean, I want my life to feel really meaningful and like I'm here having an impact and, you know, being able to have connections, genuine connections with other people. So anyways, that starts April 1st. If you're not already on the text line and you would like to be, DM me or just comment below and I'll let you know. Yeah, no, Heather, if you're already on the text line, you'll get them. And I'm going to send out a message through the text line just to let people know that it is coming up. And if they don't want to be on it, they don't have to be. They can opt out. You can opt out anytime. So you guys, before I sign off, do you have any thoughts or any questions or any comments about your experiences or anything that you would be open to sharing? If you do, let me know in the comments as I pull myself back together. It's like I need some cucumbers for my eyes. Spa day, cucumbers for my eyes. But really though, it's just so beautiful here. And I love spending time here. You're making chicken makhni tonight? Well, I'm going to be picking up some chicken makhni for my boys. Samantha, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm receiving it. Know that I'm truly, truly receiving it. And thanks for being here. And thank you for dropping some sweetness off to me when you did. That was so thoughtful of you. All right, guys. Well, oh yeah, Tina. We can let Heather know. You guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna hit the road, Jack, and go get the Indian and go to the pack with my dog. Don't be a dick. That's all. Just don't be a dick. Just be nice. Be kind. For everyone you know is fighting a hard battle. And Plato said that, like, a freaking, 400 BC? That's crazy. Let's just keep that in mind. And whether people are wearing masks or no masks, who cares? You do you. And let me know if you want to be in on the Raise Your Vibration Challenge, okay? Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.